Hey guys, what is going on? I have finally taken apart some computers here to rescue these CPUs. You can see here, there's this one. I took out the CPU and here's a water block. I'll probably turn that into a functioning computer. I've got a buddy that has an old computer from like 10 years ago, so we might get him some upgrades. A little water cooler. And I got this is what came out of the tower. I don't know if you can see that. 5800X. Anyways, there's a 5800X. So that's a spare for now. And this one, I already put some thermal paste on there. This is the 5900X. There you go. You can see right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. 5900X. There we go. That's a beauty of a processor. However, these new processors don't come with cooling fans anymore, which is really annoying. So this is an interesting thing here. This little water is a 240 millimeter water block. I got this for, I don't know, they were on sale for like $60 Canadian or something. Super cheap. It was the same price to get the water block versus just an air cooler. So I thought, what the heck, I'll get a couple of these. So I picked up a few of them. I think I own 2 of them, maybe 3, 2 for sure anyways. Same price as an air cooler. Kind of frustrating that they don't put coolers with these anymore. But I guess, well, if they lowered the price on the CPUs, that'd be okay. But I feel like the price of the CPUs are the same. However, they don't give you a fan anymore. And they just claim, oh, if you guys are getting one of these high-end CPUs, you're going to want your own fan. Fair enough, but then lower the price of that accordingly. And this particular motherboard, I got on way back in the heyday when you couldn't get graphics cards and you had to buy those stupid bundles off of Newegg. This is from a Newegg bundle. And then I've just got a 1060 in here, which is going to come out of this card once I run the BIOS settings. So I'm going to have to hook all this up. Here's the rest of the water block. I'm going to hook this up here, plug this in, run the settings, undervolt the CPU there, and then this will be just a CPU mining rig. I don't even know what power supply I have in here. This is just a whole bunch of old components that I just like randomly picked up. It's probably a pretty weak power supply in here. I don't even know what's in here anymore. This case came from my 5700 XT. So I bought this from a kid. It came with the case, 5700 XT, graphics card, and like a motherboard that I wanted and stuff. The power supply was junk, but I kept the other parts, so that's where that is. And that is what I'm building. And then I've got Son of a Tech video on there. Good stuff. Always watch. He's got some good stuff talking about the centralization of Ethereum right now, which is pretty scary. I kind of saw that coming, and now that it's on proof of stake, that really seems to be the case. So we'll see what the future holds, but not pretty, not good for this whole, crypto. Everybody owns a piece of it. Everybody can participate in it. That if the U.S. government had their way, no, nobody would be able to participate in it. Just some extra cards. I'm probably going to put all 5 of these cards in the same rig and do what with them, I don't know. So here's another laptop here. Let's just show, here's some shell data here. Let's just pull this up. Check this out. Look at these efficiencies. This is on Kaspa. Look at this. Look at those efficiencies. This is 3090, 3080, 3080 Ti. So this is that one I built, all my leftover powerful cards. Put all those together. Look at those wattages. 200s. So I've got the 3080 Ti and the 3090s set for 200 watt limit, and then 3080s at 180. So nice low wattage, not making quite as much hash on them. It's missing a bit of hash, but the power's right down. Check out those powers. Here's a different rig. So this rig here, what do we got here? 3090s, 5 3090s, and a 3080. Check out these efficiencies. Look at that. That is beautiful. I'm going to show you one more rig with efficiencies. So check this out. I'm going to pull up my 3070 rig. So here is that. This is my space heater rig here. Not very good space heater at these low power ratings though, let me tell you. So this is 3070s and 4 3070s and 2 3060 Ti's. Here we go, some settings. Core 150, memory 0, power limit 100 on all those cards. So I got the power limit 100. That is as low as it goes. And then in the minor commands, you need to run NVIDIA-SMI space -LMC 810, and that sets the memory. I think it's a memory timing, not 100% sure on that one, but it sets it, and then you get lower power and higher hash rates on this. So I'm not sure if resetting the rig sets that back to stock or how to go back to standard, but I'm gonna have to figure all that out. But for now, that's where it's at. So check this out. This is a 3070 rig. You see there. We got 4 3070s and 2 3060 Ti's. Look at these efficiencies. 5.3, 5.11, 4.48, 4.86, 4.52, 5.36. That is crazy. Here's the average on this rig, 4.94 mega hash per watt. We'll pull up this other rig here. This is the random big cards I had here. We got 3080s, 3070 Ti's, a 3060, 3080, 3060, and a 3080. So this is that one that I showed you building the other day. 7 cards in an 8-card server case, just for space and power consumption and stuff like that. You check out the power. I could actually throw an extra card in here if I had another 3060, which I don't. But it I could probably take one on Kaspa anyways. So you check this out, same thing, LMC 810 on all of these, Core 150, memory 0, and then the big heavy 3080s, I'm doing 180 power, 3070 Ti, I got 120 power, 3060s, I got 100, and then 180 on those 3080s. So I got the power, like, just super low. Check out the shell here, I'll show you here. There's the cards up here. You can see here 3080s, 3070 Ti's, 3060s. Look at these efficiencies. 4.77, 4.6, 4.8. So 3.66, this is a 3060 here. So the reason that these efficiencies are so low on the 3060s is you can't lower the wattage under 100. If you try to lower the wattage, you get error codes on those. Says like 100 to 180 or something is the power limit on that. So if any of you guys know how to lower the power on a 3060 to lower than 100 watts, that would be fantastic. Throw that up in the comments. That would be just sweet. I'd love to put that down to like 80 watts or something like that and really try to lower the power usage on those and get that efficiency up. Because right now, those are by far the least efficient cards. But all the other cards, even those 3070 Ti's, like, I've always hated the 3070 Ti card. This is my least favorite card. It runs hot, uses lots of power. They're just kind of difficult. But this, with a power limit of 120, look at that efficiency, 4.8. That 4.81 mega hash per watt on Kaspa with a 3070 Ti. That is crazy. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with this algorithm in the future or this coin. But if there's some other coins like similar to this in nature, that card is just, it is knocking it out of the park. 4.8, look at that. That is just fantastic. I've never really been happy with that card until now. Well, too bad this is barely above break even. Like barely. I'm making pennies a day per card. But they're running, keeping the house warm, and I'm essentially getting some coins. I'm still getting a couple thousand of these a day just to hold them for the future. We'll see what happens, but it's looking good. So that's enough of that. Let's get back to this rig over here. I'm gonna spread that thermal paste around on there, get that water block on there, hook up the motherboard, run through some settings on there, and set that thing up as a dedicated CPU miner with no graphics card in it. Let's get working. Here we are in the BIOS. So I just hook up this little screen here to the graphics card. And then I've got myself just a cheap little Bluetooth keyboard, throw the dongle in the computer. This is my setup for troubleshooting rigs and stuff. This is a super cheap monitor. It's funny, back when crypto was worth something, I didn't mind buying these things. This cost me, I don't know, 120 bucks, something like that. Nice and cheap. All right, after a little bit of tweaking, I finally figured this out, I think. I shut a lot of stuff off. So for this core ratio, you have to just type a number in there. So I'm going to try this out. 39, which gives us at 3.9 megahertz or whatever, 3900 megahertz. A lot of this stuff is just on auto. CPU voltage, I went manual, put in 1. So hopefully that should drop it quite a bit. We'll see if that's stable. If it's not stable, we'll have to lower that core ratio a little bit. Under the advanced here, I just went through here, same thing. Put 4G decoding on. What do we got here? Everything on Gen 2. That seems to work the best. And then you just have to set it so when your power, where is that? Here, automatic power, restore on AC power loss. You want to just power on. We'll just try this out here. Okay. Save changes and reset. So that's all I did there. CPU core ratio. I saved the other ones before, and then I got the voltage. And I set the memory timings before to what the actual RAM is. Let's see if this works. Here is the rig up and running. This top one right here, this 5900X, is the one that I had running prior. It's doing 18.66 on AVN, and then here's that new one I just swapped over. It is doing 18.13. So I can't remember what the the CPU clock and voltages were on this top one here. But the bottom one is a little bit slower. Let's just do this a little refresh here. Okay, yeah, a little bit slower. So I might bump that up to 4. Whatever the clock speed on there, bump that up to 4, and then we'll give that another shot and see how it works. So we're back here in the BIOS, CPU core ratio. I'm gonna put a 40 in there. So you can see up here, memory frequency before was 3900. I'll just use my finger here. 3900, core voltage, 1 volt. So we're gonna leave that at 1 volt, and we are going to up that up to 4. See if that works. We will exit this. Save changes and reset. Yes. Rig is back up and running. Same position here. You can see old one, new one on the bottom here. Old one 18.68, bottom one 18.61. So those are bang on now. So that's at 1 volt and 4 megahertz. I can't even remember. Whatever CPUs are clocked in, it's been so long. 1 volt and 4 megahertz. I don't know. Whatever. 1 and 4 anyways. Gives me this on a 5900X. So that is set up. I am going to pull out this graphics card, seal it up, and put it away. So this rig is good and done. It is just going to sit there and mine away, and I'm going to see what I can do for CPU miners now. So that puts me at 2 5900X CPUs and 2 58. No, okay. So I got 2 5900X, 1 5950X, and 1 5800X set up right now. And then I've got one more 5800X, which is just sitting out right now. It's not in any machine. But if need be, I could set that up. And I've actually got a motherboard with a air cooler on it, which could accept that. But for now, this is what I've got going on, so hopefully it works well. That's it. Take it easy, guys.